Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of the Wednesday podcast where we make a big deal about the small victories in our life. Positivity is a powerful tool to create a healthier life, physically, emotionally, and most importantly, spiritually. That is why every Wednesday morning you can expect to hear me, Matt, and my beautiful wife and co-host Heather talk about the wins we had the week prior. Let's go ahead and jump into this week's episode. This is week 25, episode 25, 25th week in a row that we have done this podcast, which is a win in itself, I think.
Yeah.
And our first pretty much full week in Clarksville, Tennessee, another big win. Any other, go ahead and give us some wins. We've also... Yeah, well, we have a lot to divulge. So, you talk.
Okay, so
By the way, I'm drinking out of a Whataburger cup. Win.
Well, anyway, me and the girls and I, we have successfully ventured out of the house by ourselves 2 days in a row this week. If anybody knows me, knows I do not. We'll memorize those buttons one day too. Knows that I do not leave the house and I do not like to drive.
Yeah, that's why she gets the applause for tonight. That's awesome.
And on top of that, we now live 13 minutes from all stores that are desirable to me. And there's lots of antique stores that I've been to and gotten to go find lots of cool little goodies at. And the girls found a Barbie plane from the 70s that I told them no to.
Tell us what have been your antique finds so far.
Our side table in my office. I already forgot what else. Oh yeah, we got a table and 2 chairs for our schoolroom. Is that all we've gotten? I can't remember what else we have.
I also got wow, my face looks airbrushed in this picture that I just because it did that like night mode. But I got a duck decoy for my office, and it was a wood duck. I didn't have a wood duck yet. And what else? We got we got our big old table upstairs.
I don't remember. This table. We got their chairs.
That was about it.
Yeah, I think
so.
That was all. I can't remember anymore.
Oh, I got my Spode coffee mug.
Yeah.
Heather, I found this cool China-y looking coffee mug that had a pintail.
It is China
on it. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And Heather goes, is it Spode? And I was like, I don't know. And underneath it said Spode China. So,
I like China.
Yeah, it is Spode China. It's their woodland line.
I'm just going to embrace my grandma ways of life these days because it's just where I'm at.
Yeah.
I love grandma things. Embroidery, antiquing.
Yeah.
Antique furniture.
Yeah, we had some... we got something else from that Sango... there was one store, the shops over there that
I know, and I can't remember what it is now that we got.
I got the coffee mug, the globe.
Oh yeah, we got the girls this really cool antique globe.
Old school globe, yeah, for school.
Yep. I have a win that involves shopping as well. So for the entire year that we lived in our house in Alabama, we did not have bathroom rugs. And I know that sounds a little ridiculous to live in a house for a year without bathroom rugs, but I mean, I'm a picky person. And so I just never bought them.
It's a win that she didn't blame me for that publicly.
And
she truly wants to blame me for that right now.
No, that would have been the runner that I wanted, but I would have had to buy 2 of them. But it turns out that runners are very expensive, especially for how long the hallway was that we had in our old house. So I didn't feel like spending that much, and I just like for him to tell me, why don't you just go ahead and buy it? And then I don't have like mom buying guilt for things. Other moms will understand that feeling.
Well, and we really didn't have to buy. We didn't buy much coming here, so.
No, I kept all the girls' bathroom stuff the same and just washed it and brought it back. And plus, they never even used their bathroom in our other house. So all of their stuff was still basically new.
Yeah. And we haven't really pulled the trigger on any new furniture, technically, besides
my side table.
Well, this was secondhand antique store stuff, so.
Yeah, but somebody painted it, and it's pretty.
I mean, yeah, but it's not like.
It's basically new.
Uber amounts of money, like a new chair, or we haven't really bought that, and we sold stuff before we left, so really we're like pretty break even on moving, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's things that we're eventually going to get, but we just taking our time.
Yeah, don't really need much.
Seeing what we want. We like our office room. We both have chairs in here with our big table now, and this is where we read every morning and drink coffee, which is awesome, and it's a dream of mine. I've always wanted that.
Except I'm about to
she wants to
make his chair disappear because it is obnoxious and squeaky and loud.
It doesn't even wake up our kids. She just doesn't like sound it in the morning. You're not allowed to hear a pin drop in our house in the morning time. So,
and so obviously now that we live in town, I say town, but we're still in the country, but we're like in a neighborhood in the country. It's very hard to explain to people, but, like the trucks around us that crank up and everything. I just like inside glare at them with mom eyes of, why do you have to be so loud?
Yeah. It's not terrible though. I like our little neighborhood.
I know. And we've met all of our neighbors now. Mm-hmm. Which is really cool.
I'm sorry. I'm drinking my Diet Coke.
And crunching ice.
From Whataburger. And they've got really good size ice.
Which is better, Sonic ice or...
Oh. Whataburger's a lot like Chick-fil-A ice. Just a little bit bigger.
Okay. Well, then that's not that good.
I did not. Oh, the reason I have a Whataburger cup is there is a ministry that happens every about third, fourth Tuesday at the congregation we're at now. And it's called What a Study. And we just bring Bibles and go to a Whataburger near our house. And yeah, it was a good time tonight. Really awesome. I haven't even talked to Heather about it yet. But there was a few of us. Really, I mean, had super deep, in-depth conversation. It was kind of cool. I was in observant mode. And first off, I got this drink for free. The guy at the counter was just like, dude, you're good. I think it had to have been because of my Bible that I brought with me. And I set it on the counter to pay for my meal. He's like, oh, you're good. Well, as a young man too.
That is so cool.
He was kind of like walking around us the whole time. We also talked to another guy that came in, and he was like, man, y'all are plowing with a good book. And we were like, yeah. And then one of the guys.
Did anybody invite him to
one of the
join?
guys in our group was like, hey, you should join us. And he was like, oh, I'm busy right now. I got to go outside for something. And then he was like on an electric scooter, like one of those ones you see downtown places.
What?
He just travels on that thing. And so we invited him to he couldn't do it tonight. He was just charging his deal and doing other stuff. But we were like, hey, come to Bible class tomorrow night at 6:30. Then he had something else going on. But then we were like, Sundays at 9. I mean, like, we've got plenty of opportunities. So, yeah, it was cool.
That is cool.
We had a good time. We kind of launched our discussion tonight about Hebrews 3:13, about exhorting one another as there is today. And so just the habit I have, I kind of explained, the before verses and after verses, kind of gave context and helped express meaning. And it was just really fun, which Heather and I are meeting new people every day here. So I was like,
I remember about 4 names.
Yeah, I was pretty much just asking questions about people there. Wanted to know kind of their history, their background, and stuff like that. So it was really good. I was encouraged by it. I think everybody else was. I think I'm going to get Heather and the girls to go next time.
If they weren't so worn out, we wanted to go.
Well, I think we could let them have a screen time and put them at a table by themselves. I mean, right next to us, but it could have worked tonight with how it was. There's 6 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 6 of us, and it was awesome.
Well, I mean,
I enjoyed it.
by the time the next one comes around,
Yeah.
school will be started.
It's true.
And we will actually be on a schedule and not so all over the place
Yeah.
like we have been the past 2 days.
Yep. But y'all have had some fun. What have y'all been doing? What happened yesterday?
I don't remember.
Sweet ladies came by and brought us cookies.
Oh, yeah. That's what happened yesterday.
And then other people came by and play date and more goodies. And
Yep. It's been so fun.
Yeah.
Some sweet people.
I started officially working yesterday, so.
Office hours.
Yeah.
And I have...
Yeah. You have...
Okay. You were pointing at something. Let's see. Homeschool curriculum.
Yeah.
Supposed to be coming tomorrow. I ordered it forever ago, along with other things I've ordered forever ago. And once again, everything that I order never arrives when it says it will. Instead, I get it a month later. So from now on, I'm going to send you the links. You're going to order it so that it'll be here tomorrow, because that is your luck. And I don't understand why everything I order disappears or gets delayed, or it gets sent back and then back again and then goes somewhere else. And I'm like, why? It was here in our town and then it disappeared again.
It is very interesting how that happens.
Why do all of my packages have some sort of mishap? I don't get it.
And mine always show up like a day early.
Yeah, I don't get it. And it's frustrating.
It's like expected delivery Friday, and then Thursday it's like, your package has been delivered. And I'm like, yes.
I don't like
I'm getting
that.
a delivery tomorrow.
And it's
I ordered it today.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep. I'm getting that book that you needed for homeschool.
Oh, my lands.
Yeah. You're welcome.
And then it's kind of like when we go to the dentist, we'll schedule our appointments together, and I'll go in and I brush my teeth 3 times a day, and then he brushes his teeth I don't know, 1 time a day probably.
Sometimes twice.
And I end up with cavities, and he's clean slate. And I'm like, why? But why? And sometimes we would go in and I would be like, please tell him he has a cavity. And they'd be like, we can't do that. That's lying. And I'm like, please tell him he has a cavity.
It's not very nice.
I'm like, why? So,
Oh my.
yeah.
How far did we live from Winter, South Dakota?
What?
They had a tornado go through there.
Oh, we lived several hours, I thought, right?
Yeah, I think it was 2 hours. We're going to pause for a second. We have a child awake. Why, we're back.
So we have one child that is refusing to sleep at night.
Yeah, she's just not into it. It's not currently trending in her life.
She's scared of everything right now.
I know. It's because her mom is too.
I am not. I mean, I was at that age. After that movie Signs, I slept with a tinfoil hat and 3 night lights and probably 4 glasses of water next to my bed. So, I mean, she gets it honest.
I need the rotating chair.
The rotating chair?
Yeah, I need a little swivel chair like you.
Well, they didn't have a leather swivel chair at home.
A
They
leather.
had like hipstery ones
I'll take a hipstery one.
with like those tall sides where you're like
No,
sitting in
I'm
a,
not.
it's like a cutout tin can looking thing.
Oh, no.
Do you know
I'm
what I
good.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah. I need a swivel. Do they sell swivel leather recliners?
I think so. They should.
Faux leather recliners?
Oh, I could go to Kirkland's.
Oh, yeah, I bet you could.
So all the stores that I've been going to are literally in the same shopping center every time.
Yeah.
So I don't have to go very far. And we live 4 minutes from a Publix, a McDonald's, a Whataburger, a Taco Bell, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. And you know what is surprising? Is we live next to all these fast food places, and now we never eat fast food.
Yeah. Love it. Home Depot has one.
Why does Home Depot have one?
They do, and it's legit looking.
That's the weirdest place to have one. Home
Why?
Depot. Because it's
nice.
Home Depot. It looks just like the one I was looking
I
at.
know, and it's a swivel.
But you have to go sit in it because you're a giant.
Well, okay, but you won't let me get a giant chair again. So what's the point?
Okay.
It's better just for you to go and pull the trigger, and I'll cry about it.
No. I'm not strong enough to move this chair, so it's just going to have to stay there.
You say, help me move the chair. I am so small. I could get a fabric one. Those are cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Other ways.
What are your wins?
A win for me is a wonderful day of worship on Sunday. That was awesome. And I was blessed with the opportunity to sit there and participate. Well, I always participate, but I was not responsible for preaching or teaching or anything along those lines. So I was afforded the opportunity to learn. And yeah, it was good. I loved it. And yeah, we met a lot of new people, tried to remember as many names as possible. Just lots of really nice people. And tonight was really fun, just going to a fast food restaurant with our Bibles and talking about life and scripture in our life. And yeah, that was really fun. And then what did we do? Our game night the other night.
Oh,
that was fun. We had a game night, and that was a really fun time. We laughed
A lot.
wildly.
New favorite games.
What
Herd
was that game?
mentality.
Yeah, herd mentality. That was fun.
It's really funny. It's a cow.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
So the whole idea of the game is there's a prompt card that's like, and then everybody has to answer the prompt, and then
like it would say like best dessert on Christmas.
yeah,
And everybody has to write down an answer.
yeah,
And everybody who has like the same answer, like cookies,
yeah,
they all get a point. But if you have the most unique answer, like bread pudding, which truly is the best dessert at Christmas.
Yeah.
People
If you're like a
have
unique-
problems
Yeah.
that don't agree.
If you're the only one that does that, like
Then
you're
you
the-
get the cow.
Yeah. So if let's say you have 10 people and 3 of them say pecan pie, 2 of them say apple pie,
Oh, but the best part,
and then
we gotta tell
another-
the best part of it.
another 4 say, what would be a popular? Gingerbread cookies.
Yeah.
And then one person like Heather says bread pudding bake casserole.
Yeah.
And she would get the cow, the pink cow,
Okay.
because she's the
but
oddball.
We have to. So Josie played with one of the girls there last night, and not last night. I obviously have
Friday.
the time map, whatever calendar of a dog. I have no idea what
How do
day
you know
of the
how a
week.
dog has a
I don't know. Somebody said that dogs have no perception of time or something.
interesting?
And I'm like, well, how do they know how long dogs' perception of time is?
Interesting.
New topic now.
Yeah.
Okay. So Josie was sitting with another girl playing with her. And the question was, what do you put on first? Underwear or socks? And the
yeah.
obvious answer was underwear, but Josie told her socks.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
She was like, "Are you sure that's our answer?" And she goes, "Socks."
And that was not
And
what
then-
everybody else chose.
And then she was stuck with the cow for like the most of the night after that. So it was really funny. And then my Amazon cart had to grow because of game night, because I went through my Amazon and started like adding Spot It for Josie. What was that other Tapple?
Mm-hmm.
That
was
game
a fun
was
game.
fun, and Herd Mentality. I don't know. I started adding a bunch of games and cards Christians like.
Yeah.
I ordered, I think, or no, I didn't order it. I bought the print version so you can print it from home. Which obviously isn't the same.
Yeah.
But it'll do for now. It was $5 to print from home.
Yeah, which beats $40.
Yeah. The print version is so expensive, but that's a fun one that I remembered because of game night, so I went looking for it. But it's kind of the same as like Herd Mentality, but a little different. Cards Christians like is a question, and then everybody's got cards, and you pick your answer from your cards.
Yeah, and so whoever has the best card ultimately wins that round.
Yeah, it was so much fun. We played it when we lived in South Dakota, and it was fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else? What else you got for us?
I've eaten a lot of really good Mexican food. I've enjoyed that.
And my favorite food is Chinese and sushi, Asian food stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we have yet to eat that.
Oh,
And
another
we're
win of mine
surrounded by them.
is I have been able to set up my woodworking stuff that I have, which I
yeah.
haven't been able to do in about 3 years. Since we moved from South Dakota, we didn't really have a space when we lived in Alabama to be able to use that. So I've just been storing, like I have a 20-inch lathe that I like to piddle around and make duck calls and stuff like that.
He
and,
actually makes really nice duck calls.
And then I had, sad thing is I had some CA glue, and which if you know glues, that's like ultra intense glue, in this box that had a lot of my, it was in a plastic tub that had a lot of my other stuff to make duck calls, like my polishing wheels and everything, and they like bursted probably because they
What?
got frozen. And
Oh,
I think that's the only
no.
thing it ruined was the polishing wheels, which isn't hard to buy. I still have the like the jig for it and everything. But besides that, yeah, so I got it all out. I got a nice workbench and have it on. And so I'm excited I just realized my tools are in Hoover still.
What?
They were in the storage shed.
That you can't reach?
Yeah. So I have my mother getting them for me. But I have the actual, these are the carbide tip tools that are what I like to use. They're a lot easier, a lot more forgiving than the other tools. They're a little bit harder, more professional. But yeah, I have that. I'm really excited to get going on that again. If you notice when you came in today, I had a whole lot of like material.
I honestly didn't notice.
If you notice the wall now, I have a whole bunch of acrylic blanks that I have, black walnut. I still have some Osage orange or hedge, whatever you want to call that, or what's the other word for it? Bodark.
I have no idea.
So I have a bunch of different wood and acrylic to use. I'm really pumped. I have a red, white, and blue acrylic. And I have that white with the black swirled into it.
Favorite.
And then I have the green with the gold swirled into it.
Yeah, those are the prettiest.
So I'm super pumped. When I was going through it, I was like, man, I have to start ordering all this stuff again. And I was like, I have a whole bunch
yeah.
of stuff. So
yeah,
all I got to do now is drill pilot holes and get it going. But yeah, we've been walking. Mm-hmm. I've enjoyed that. Yeah, I've been riding my bike around.
Let's talk about a non-win.
Okay.
Our fire alarm.
Okay, that's a non-win.
So our fire alarm in our house has gone off
2 mornings.
2 mornings at 5:15 a.m. And we don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know if the batteries are going out or...
Yeah, I don't... And the horrible thing is one of them is about 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
There ain't no getting to that one.
I think maintenance or somebody's coming to...
Well, I still don't know how they're going to get up to it unless they have an extend ladder all the way up there. And then... It's
going to be fun to watch.
So this morning it went off.
And we couldn't get it to turn off.
So I had to go into and I looked for the breaker, didn't know where the breaker was. Like in our home in Alabama, I at least knew where the breaker for the fire alarms were.
See, I didn't even know like fire alarms were attached to a breaker.
Yeah, they're hooked in, they're hardwired into the house, but then they have a battery in case power goes out. And so maybe that's an issue. I think has to do with it getting so humid, probably in our garage. And so it's tripping that one in the garage, which then sends the message to all the other ones. Hey, we need to freak out because this one's freaking out. And so that's the one I pressed this morning, was the one in the garage that helped it stop. But we are renting, so we have maintenance, and I put in a maintenance request. So,
and that's so fun.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about it, and it'll get resolved. If not, we'll just have a wake up alarm at 5:15.
Except for Georgia is now got new fears, and
yeah,
poor kid, she just comes running in there like I don't know how she got down those stairs so fast, but she came running in our room like in a complete panic, like in tears. And Josie slept through almost all of it.
Fire.
And it is loud. I mean, the loudest fire alarm I think I have ever heard.
I did start turning off. I turned off, just in case, I turned off the surge protector that I have, or the power strip cord thing that I have hooked into that table out there, just in case. I don't want anything, but that thing's got its own fuse breaker thing on it, so it'll trip like a outdoor plug. But yeah, that's not fun, but we have beautiful grass, so that makes up for it.
It has rained a lot here.
Yeah, every
Lots of
evening
rain.
it rains.
Lots of rain.
Just showers. It's humid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah. And let's see what else we got. Homeschool?
Yeah. How's so we wanted to talk tonight about the pros
Because
since we are
school
getting into school.
is starting back.
We are a homeschool family. Heather
Except for Josie will go to preschool.
Yeah.
So,
That's for personal reasons we would like to have Heather she hasn't been able to. We're not from homeschool families. Heather went to a private school her whole life. I went to a public school my whole life. So we're very new at this. And I think we made a personal decision for our family that it would be good for, first off, Josie to go have fun and
not be scared of little boys anymore.
She'll get to be involved with kids, and I'll get to see her every day because she's going to a preschool that is housed in the church building I work at. And and so then Georgia and Heather would get to connect on a one-on-one basis and not have a little Josie there. And that'll give them a year to really hone in their skills before. I don't know if we're starting Josie next year or not, but she may get another year of preschool. Who knows? But yeah, that's kind of our reasoning. But why, Heather? We're a homeschool family. We just want to talk about why we do it. Just the pros we see in our life, the wins we find in our life. I may encourage somebody else to do it. I know there's a lot of people these days that are on the fence on doing it.
Yeah.
And
COVID kicked off this new homeschool trend also. But on top of COVID kicking off homeschooling, whether people ended up liking it or not and sticking with it, I've noticed there's like a huge push for homemakers and homemaking and homeschooling going around, and it's just becoming a trend, and social media influencers are pushing it, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
But the reasons outside of influencers,
yeah. So why do you like homeschooling?
Deeper. So I think ever since right after we got married and we started talking about having kids, I always had it in my mind that I just really want to homeschool. I had never experienced homeschool. I had never been in part of a homeschool environment. I had never seen it or anything. It wasn't until we went to Bear Valley Bible Institute for school where I met
young adults.
young adults who had been homeschooled, and talked to them more and learned more about it. And it was just something I was always gung-ho and passionate about because of the benefits from it. Some of the biggest benefits from homeschooling are, one, God equipped you to raise your kids and take care of them. And obviously, he thinks of mothers as fully capable of taking care of your kids. So that's what I'm going to do and I want to do. And on top of that, we've got this cool thing of being the one that sees your kid read for the first time and getting to go, I did that. I taught you how to read. That is so cool. Because when you do send your kids to a school, they're in a standard setting. They only talk to other kids their own age. They are sitting in a classroom for how many hours a day? I don't know. How many is it? 6? Something? I don't know. A long time. And instead, you've got a bunch of kids with different learning styles, different interests, different things that they're struggling with. But a teacher can't just stick to one topic because of one child not getting it. They have to stay on a track. And so, or at least that's what I remember from school.
Yeah. So
And
you're
so
able to, in homeschool,
you stick
determine
with,
what your child, what their learning abilities are and how they learn and what they like best in learning. And you're able to adapt curriculum or find curriculum that best suits their learning style. And so Heather's gone through curriculum and found what Georgia likes and different things like that. And so that's been beneficial. And you can...
So you get the freedom to go at your own pace and not have to worry about staying up to any standards or speeds of any sorts. Or so if your kid's not getting a certain topic or a certain math scenario, equations and stuff, immediately you can pause.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep working on that like the whole day if you need to, or come back to it the next day, and you're not just like having to be at anybody's certain schedule. You're at your own schedule, your own pace. Your kid gets to learn on their needs and their abilities, not a standardized ability. And more every time I tell people that we homeschool, it turns out that they'll tell us like, oh, well, my grandkids were homeschooled and one of them's a surgeon and the other is a lawyer and stuff like that. And it's like so often now that I hear things like that. And another person from a college said that like Harvard and all these bigger schools were preferring homeschooled kids over others because of how much more they get to learn and the variety of stuff they learn compared to the standardized schooling.
Yeah. And it's, you
These are just based off of things I've read.
Yeah,
I have not studied these things too in-depthly.
Yeah, and we didn't pick homeschooling because the terrors of public schooling or the standardized stuff going on, but we did it because of the spiritual aspects of it. Heather can have a Bible-based curriculum, and she can be the one that teaches, and it also fits our schedule. If there's a day where it's just not going well for anybody, they can take a break and make it up another day. And yeah, it's a blessing to us because Heather's also able to be freed up to do ministry things. George is able to come and do ministry things. Josie's able to be involved. And
we just want to keep the important thing. And that's raising kids to be godly, and doing so is through homeschooling for us. I know it's different for every family, but for us, it's what our goal is.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to make sacrifices. I mean, we're a single income family, so yeah, certainly. I mean, Heather could go find a job and we could be making buku's amount of money and have a monster house, and we are blessed with what we have, and we're thankful, but we also know our limitations, and so that comes along with it.
And they're only little for so long.
Oh, yeah. And you only have 18 years, and those years go by fast, and yeah, so we like it. We would encourage other families to do it. I mean, we're first generation homeschoolers. Like, we are learning every day how to do it. I'm trying to be an encourager to Heather, and trying to take interest in understanding what she's teaching, understanding the curriculum she's wanting to get, why she's wanting to get it. That's really a good husband's role, I guess you could say. It's just kind of being there, being present in the conversations. I know sometimes she gets to talking about peaceful press versus good and beautiful versus gather round, and you're just like, what? Or you just pick one. And but I do understand they need more than that, even though maybe I don't express my interest as much as I need to. But yeah, just I guess if a father is ever wondering, like, what is my role in it? That's a good role. Be the one that's just going to be encouraging and say, hey, I want to take interest. I want to listen. Tell me all about it.
Or be the one that hits buy all in the Amazon cart.
Yeah, or be the one to buy it because they're like, I'm too scared to.
I'm a reluctant shopper.
So
I don't buy things.
Yeah.
I have to always just have Matt either go through and buy the things on my Amazon cart so then I don't have mom guilt.
Yeah. But yeah, we truly enjoy homeschooling. And I think we're at a place now where there's opportunities and other homeschool families in the congregation we're at, which we had that in Alabama too, and we just have more here, which we're thankful for, and we have a lot more resources around us now that will be able to, how do I say this, bolster, is that a good word?
I don't know. A support group.
Well, that, but also like there's more things to do to.
We live around a lot of parks.
Round it out to just make it more robust. That's a good word.
Yeah, we just lived before we lived really far away from lots of things.
Yeah.
Lots of civilization things, which, I mean, wasn't bad, but it still was, it just made it harder.
Yeah.
Long car rides aren't fun.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really excited about this school year. I feel really good about my homeschool curriculum.
Oh, and Josie's got all of her little unis.
Oh, yes.
Little uniforms.
It's the cutest little thing in the world.
Yeah.
She's so precious in her little uniform.
She gets to wear uniforms, which, thankful for Heather, is she doesn't have to decide. She has a lot of different options as far as the uniform goes. Like, does she wear this shirt with this skirt? Does she wear this little dress? Does she wear, which is cute, and it'll be exciting. And I'll get to see her every day.
Is it seriously about to storm
I'll
again?
do chapel for her too.
Will you really?
Yeah. I don't know if she's going to be a part of there's also a child care center that is connected to our congregation that we're at.
It really is. Are you serious?
Yeah,
it's going to rain again?
So before it starts raining.
We basically live in Seattle.
Yeah.
It rains nonstop here, I swear.
But yeah, that a little bit different part of our episode. And I don't think it's supposed to be too bad. We're kind of in like the weird line. But yeah, so before it gets to raining, we're going to get off here, and we want to encourage you to be encouraging, be positive to people today, and tell somebody something nice. Give a compliment, be kind, and be positive to somebody. Talk about your wins, talk about something positive. I know there's a lot of negative things going on in our country and everything else, but we can be that light in our workplaces, in our homes, in our schools. So try to be that person. Hopefully we can help you by just talking about positive things on this podcast. And we want to encourage you to be a part of our Facebook group. Also, tell your friends about this show. We're in the network of podcasts on the Ministry League, and we'd encourage you to let other people know about this podcast, and we want to all be positive together. So we will see you next week. Bye.